Success is a journey. It is not a moment. And if you are not where you want to be, I want you to just reflect. Is the environment set up to support the goals? Have I been taking the steps forward, or have I been living in resistance because I'm not getting the daily recognition that I want for my success? So have I stopped on this journey? Because when we stop on this journey, we are not likely to achieve the things that we could. Because if we get stuck in those moments where this is too hard, it is impossible, those are the moments where we need to turn to God and we need to just surrender to Him.
Hey friends, it's Mary, and this is the Mary Guirovich Show, a podcast that champions today's working women to gain the clarity, confidence, and courage to up-level your career while strengthening your faith and living your dream life, all in record time. We'll cover topics like career advancement, leadership, personal development, faith, and health and wellness, so you can intentionally create a career and life full of more abundance, joy, and love. Let's get started.
Hey friends, welcome to this episode of the Mary Guirovich Show. So God has been putting so many things on my heart and on my mind, and I want to just share a few of those things with you today. So we are halfway through the year, we are midsummer, and so much has happened, right? So I want you to kind of take just a moment and reflect over the first part of this year. And I want you to be really honest with yourself. Where are you at? Where are you at compared to where you wanted to be? I know at the beginning of the year, if you were with me listening, we set our yearly goals. We were setting our goals. We were planning out our goals and how we were going to achieve things. And we had set out on this track. And so I want you just to take some time to reflect. And I want you to think about, where are you compared to where you thought you were going to be? One of the things that I have realized is that we can have a lot of anxiety. We can have a lot of worry. We can put ourselves down if we are not accomplishing the things that we set out to accomplish. Now, this is why setting proper goals is really important in the first place. But this call really is not about goal setting, because what I really want you to understand, what God has been telling me and sharing with me, the message He's been giving me for myself, is that you are already a success. Now, we know that we are already a success because God has created us. He has created us in His image. He has given us a plan and He has given us a purpose for our lives. And what happens in our world today is that we can become so distracted by everything that is going on in this world. There are so many things that are happening. There are so many messages that we are being fed, whether it's through social media, through TV, through friends, all the different avenues, all of these different messages are being fed to us. And this is really the worldly view that is being fed to us. And if we're not careful, it can make us think that we are lacking, that we are behind, that we should be doing something that we're not, that we should have something that we don't. And it can cause us to really have fears and anxieties, and it can cause us to doubt ourselves and have this disbelief that maybe God is even blessing us. And so I want us to just remember today that we are already a success. And we know that because God has appointed you with a mission, with a plan, with a purpose, whether you know it or not. And that is the beauty of this. God's grace, God's mercy, no matter what we've done in our past, He is so sovereign. He is so loving. He is so holy that He has created us in His image for a specific purpose. Now, here's the thing. As we look at our journey, one of the things I want us to kind of take a step back and reflect on is, if we're not where we want it to be, why is it? Why have we not gotten where we wanted to be? Over these last 6 months and for different time periods, I've actually been doing some little trials and some little tests. If you've read my book, God's Not Done With You, you know that I have a very specific journal that I have created. And I created this journal because I couldn't find a journal that really aligned with what I needed to accomplish and to feel and to be connected to God in a way that I truly wanted to be while going after my goals in life. And so, but one of the things I've done during this time period, not the whole time, but part of this time, I actually quit doing my journal. I quit doing it. I thought, let me just do this test. Let me see here. Do I really need to do this journal every day? Could I perhaps just have goals? Could I perhaps just have priorities? Could I perhaps just do things that would be considered wins? Could I just read my Bible and pray? Could I just have gratitude? Could I just speak positively about myself? Does this piece of paper really make a difference? Do I need to do these things? Could I just take care of my body? And, the thing that I have found through stopping these journal entries is that the journal entry, it is not the thing that makes the difference, but it is critical to success. At least for me, it is critical to my success because it helps me to stay focused. It saves me time and energy when I'm doing these from day to day. It helps me to understand this is what I've done yesterday. This is where we're going tomorrow. These are the most important things you are working on. And these are the prayers that God has answered for you. So more so than just remembering things, but being able to go back and read and reflect, it just imprints it in my brain in a different way. And I share this with you because there may be things in your life that were working well for you, but for whatever reason, you've kind of quit doing them. Or maybe you are having some success, but you're not having all of the success that you want. And in life, we are either moving towards our goals or we are moving further away from our goals. I was listening to a podcast recently, and on the podcast, there was a trainer on there, and he was talking about health and he was talking about fitness. The quickest way for people to really lose weight is to train, right? To do some lifting, some physical lifting of weights, and just to gain some muscle mass. This will help them to lose weight because muscle burns more calories at rest than fat does. The other thing that happens, because a lot of times people have goals to be tone, the other thing that happens is as we tone, as we gain muscle, we can actually weigh more, but muscle takes up less space. So we can be more slender, even if our weight is higher. And the thing that he shared when he was this theory, which makes complete sense to me, I think it's a great way for us to lose weight in the end, if that's what we're looking to do. We may gain some first before we lose it. But what he shared was about the word tone. And he said that tone is a made up term. Now, of course, tone is a word. There's a meaning, there's a definition to that. But tone is actually made up by the fitness companies. It was made up because this is what women wanted. Women wanted to be toned. They didn't want to bulk up. They didn't want to look like bodybuilders. And so, but there really isn't such a thing as muscle tone. Your muscles are either growing or they are shrinking. There's really no toning muscles. Toned muscles are really just muscles that have grown a little bit. That's all that tone actually is. And the same thing is true when we are on our journeys, when we are looking after our goals, the things that, we're asking God to bless us in, the things we want to accomplish in this world. We have to realize that if we are not going towards those goals, then we are going away from those goals. And in our world, we have been trained to want instant gratification. Instant gratification. If we want things, how fast can we get them? How little time can we put into them? What is the quickest way to success? We want that. That is the thing that we seek after. But the thing that God has been sharing with me is that the things that He has for us will not always come quickly. They will not always come in the way that we think that they should. They will not always feel and look like a success. But it is in this journey that we take with God that we actually are a success already. And let me break that down a little bit more. Okay, so in life, I have set a lot of goals. I have ran a marathon. I have done a triathlon. I've wrote a book. I have done these really big things. I've been an executive, been made business partner, all of these things. And these things I have set out as goals. But here's the thing. The recognition of the final. So when I crossed that finish line and completed the marathon, that moment that I completed the marathon, I wasn't a success in that moment. That's when everybody recognized success. The moment I became the executive, that's when people recognized the success of my work. When I finished and completed the triathlon, that's when people recognized my success in that. But the truth is that the success is actually found in showing up every day on your journey. Because whenever we focus on the journey, more than the end result, will actually be happier in life, because you can only get to that end result if you're showing up consistently day after day after day on purpose, driven and dedicated to the things that God is calling you to. And that is where the true success comes in. It is those incremental changes that happen day after day after day. It is that growth that happens. It is that inching towards your goal. John Maxwell says it like this: growth is a goal. And I remember hearing him speak one time from stage, and he was sharing how success is only for a moment. That recognition is only for a moment. But the truth is that whenever we accomplish a milestone goal, that isn't the finish line, right? There is no finish line in life. Our finish line is when we go home, when we're with Jesus in heaven. That is our true finish line. And so there's always going to be another goal. And that's why we can't allow ourselves to feel defeated, because I think Satan would want us to feel defeated every day because it slows us down towards doing the work God is calling us to. If we are being slowed down on our journeys because maybe we are feeling resistance, we're not taking actions because we're not sure how to do something, we haven't gotten the feedback or the result that we want, so we're just going to stop. Whatever it is, all of these things, Satan is like cheering because he's like, yep, they're defeated. I got them. They're right where I want them. But the truth is, God is over there saying, he's like, I got you. I already know your future. I have already planned it out. And hey, you don't have to worry. Whether today turns out the way you want it to or not, I still love you. I still made you. I still cherish you. I still want a relationship with you. I am still here for you. I am still blessing you. And so what I want us to really remember from this message today, the takeaway really is success is a journey. It is not a moment. And if you are not where you want to be, I want you to just reflect. Is the environment set up to support the goals? Have I been taking the steps forward, or have I been living in resistance because I'm not getting the daily recognition that I want for my success? So have I stopped on this journey? Because when we stop on this journey, we are not likely to achieve the things that we could. Because if we get stuck in those moments where this is too hard, it is impossible, those are the moments where we need to turn to God and we need to just surrender to Him. And we can surrender before we get there too, but we need to just let Him know, God, I cannot do this on my own. I need your help. I'm feeling defeated today. I'm not sure what is going on. I'm not sure how this is working out in your ultimate plan for me, but Lord, I want what you have for me. So if you would just show me what that is, help me through this step today, strengthen me, take the wheel today for me, Lord. I want to serve you. And just let God be in control. Because we can get so busy chasing after things in life, whether it's a title, it's more pay, it's all of these things, that we can lose sight of the bigger picture. And that's one of the things that, we have to understand, is that success comes in all forms. And if our family unit is bonded, if our family is doing well, that is a success. If we are showing up every day, if we are seeking God first in our lives, if we are spending time with God every day, that is a success. If we have rich friendships in our lives, if we have people that we can count on, if we are a good friend, that is a success. But success is always going to be in the journey. It's not in that moment that we accomplish something. But if we want to get to that destination, then we have to show up every day. And we cannot let the resistance of feeling like we're not a success, like we're not good enough, to hold us back from what God has called us to. If God has called you to something, He will make a way for you. All right, friends, well, that's all we have time for today. I can't wait to see you again in another episode of the Mary Guirovich Show next week. Until we meet again, remember, God is not done with you, and you are only one plan away from your next promotion.
Thank you for listening today. Be sure to join us next week for another great episode. If you receive value from today's show, I'd appreciate it if you would leave us a 5-star review to help others learn about the show. And if you're ready to fast track your career and increase your income, impact, and joy, then head on over to maryguirovich.com and check out the masterclass that teaches you how you can advance too. I'd love to hear from you. You can connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. This and so much more can be found in the show notes. I look forward to seeing you soon.